You guys doing? Eric here. Today is Friday, December 8th, 2017. Pretty nice morning up here in Gilpin County. A little nicer than yesterday, at least the sun's out a little bit. I had a slight dusting of snow overnight, and they are expecting a little more snow showers today. And another round of firestorms in California going on. I'm watching that this morning. You know, once again, the same pattern that we've been seeing, that I've been noticing since like 2011, where houses are burned, cars are burned, but trees are still standing. There's a new kind of fire nowadays. It's like the laws of physics have changed on Earth, and now these new super fires will burn right through non-combustible materials and take a house, you know, that's built to stand up to fire and just fucking totally destroy it to the ground. There's not even nothing left of it. And then they come through and say, well, you know, you can't rebuild here because it's an extreme fire area. What's going on? You know, I talk about it a lot, man, because I think it's the most important story in the world right now is the depopulation agenda. But yeah, you know, I grew up in Southern California, so I seen a lot of fires there when I was a kid, man. And I remember there was one particular fire that stands out in my mind. It was like just about this time of year, the holiday season, Santa Ana winds like they're having now. And I was standing on one side of the San Fernando Valley in the Burbank Hills, and I was looking all the way across the San Fernando Valley to the Woodland Hills area, and you could see the fucking flames, man. You could see because the wind was so intense, man. It was like a cherry fucking red ball of fire you could see from like 20 miles away all the way across the valley. And I watched it, man, for a little while. I was like, holy shit, look at that. It was like so bright, like a cherry. I mean, literally the brightest fucking thing, you know, because the wind was so intense. And then I watched it on the news later on that day, and they showed, you know, it was like early in the morning, it was still dark outside, and these houses were being torched, man. Like, you know, I don't know, I think it was natural, but they had a camera there, and it was like from the time the fire hit a house with that wind blowing till the house was totally gone was like about a minute. That's how intense that fire was, man. That was probably in the late 80s when I was like maybe 20 years old at the time, 21 maybe. And yeah, it was, but these fires are nothing like that, I don't think. Sure, yeah, the Santa Ana winds are blowing, but you know, I think this is a whole new thing, man. This is the man-made firestorm, man. There's two fires going on right now. I guess there's one in Ventura, just north of Los Angeles, and then there's one in San Diego area, and they're both burning in populated areas and just destroying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes as usual, like we're seeing these days. But yeah, there was one fire that broke out I was watching in Malibu, right along the Malibu colony there. And it's like one of the wealthiest places in LA. And it seems like somehow they were able to get that fire out and get it under control without it destroying any homes. Isn't that amazing? Where the wealthy people live, they can put out the fire, but where just the normal average people live, you know, the middle class, their homes seem to not be quite so lucky. Also, I guess recently President Trump signed a proclamation proclaiming that the United States officially recognizes Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. You know, the poor Israeli people have suffered so much since Hitler and Nazi Germany. You know, they deserve to have this as when it's about time the American people officially recognize it. So I guess what that means is you fired. No, what that means is, I guess, the poor Palestinians, I guess there's parts of Jerusalem that they live in, parts that the Israelis occupy. So I guess what Trump is saying with his proclamation is that they're kicking out the Palestinians. It's a green light for Israel to start killing more Palestinians and taking their fucking land, bulldozing their homes and building high-rise condos. Also yesterday, I realized that I hadn't seen any videos from Truth Virus in a while, so I tried looking up his channel, and I found out that the reason is because his channel's been, once again, another channel has been terminated, the 7th one. So that's why I haven't heard from E in a while. It kind of sucks, man. I always enjoyed his shit, man, but you know, I guess he just said, fuck it, man. Sick of all these, sick of the fucking YouTube community guidelines constantly shutting him down, man, because you know, he has a lot of charisma and people listen to him, you know, so they can't have that, man. They just hate people like E. I'm surprised they haven't shut down any of my channels, man. I don't know why. Probably because I'm not as popular as E. Anyways, on a personal note, tomorrow I'm going to start training at the liquor store, training like a monkey to run the liquor store, and so at least I got something going on. I'm going to start working at least 2 nights a week there. You know, that should just barely give me enough money to feed me and my dog, you know, and maybe I'll pick up some more shifts besides that, you know, filling in for people. So it's at least some kind of income I got. I like the idea of working at the liquor store because it's close to my house, but you know, it don't pay much. Everything's got its pros and cons. But if I could get into there for 40 hours a week and work my way in, it might just be barely enough money to survive on, and you know, do side jobs as a carpenter. That's kind of like one of my plans. I also, this morning, I answered another ad on Craigslist for a carpenter job. See what happens with that. So I've got a few irons in the fire, you might say. So it's not like I'm just sitting back fucking feeling sorry for myself, you know, because you know, my bank account's down to like $800, so it's pretty sketchy right now, man. Anyways, there's not much else I can do about it right now, so like my lawyer told me, man, you know, don't worry too much about it because there's not much you can do about it anyways. So worrying ain't gonna help. So I guess what I'm gonna do right now is go down to the grocery store and get myself some tortillas and a few other items and make myself some beef and bean burritos for dinner. That sounds good. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon.